What's going on, everyone? TallenV back here, and today got a bit of update information concerning a new character for Dragonball FighterZ, and then I want to be going over potential game modes that we could be getting based on past game experiences from Arc Systems. So first off, let's get into the new character information, which I kind of actually revealed about a week ago, I think, during an interview at E3 where somebody was asking about Dragonball FighterZ, since Arc System has mostly been known for characters that happen to wield weapons and everything, whereas in Dragon Ball Z, obviously, very few people have weapons. One of them is the iconic feature Trunks. And someone asked the question to one of the developers and was like, oh, so is Trunks able to use a sword? And the person was like, well, he was like, he translated, he's like, Bukio Skymaska, and she goes, probably. And it was like, she wasn't confirming that Trunks is there, but it's like, it's 90% true that he's gonna be there. Well, thanks to Shonen Jump now, we do know that future Trunks will be in the game, and his super attack is gonna be the kind of like heat dome finish buster thing or whatever, where he shoots it up in the air or whatnot. So it was, I don't know if this was a mistranslation or what, but originally they told us that this would be updated monthly via V-Jump. And V-Jump, if you don't know, is a magazine here in Japan that lets the Dragon Ball community know what's coming out, what's new, Dragon Ball Super manga, all that stuff. And there's tons of V-Jump, or just Jump magazines in general. There's Shonen Jump, V-Jump, Shonen Jump, there's many different ones. So Shonen Jump is actually really, really popular. If you don't know Shonen Jump, then you probably haven't been living very long, but Shonen Jump is very popular. If you know games, you know manga, anime, you name it, you've probably heard the term shonen thrown around somewhere, or at least seen the spelling. Very popular for a manga like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach when it was still going on, all that stuff, okay? So 9 times out of 10, you've probably heard it at least. So I don't know if this is a mistranslation when they originally said V-Jump would be giving us the Dragon Ball FighterZ updates. It still could, but for some reason we got it in Shonen Jump. So either that was a mistranslation or whatnot. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so there's not much to take away from it though. It's a little, if you're seeing it up on the screen right now, hopefully it's a decent quality, because it is a little hard to find right now. Literally, it's just Trunks doing the super attack, and underneath it, it says, or to the side, it says, Trunks joins the battle. The typical 3v3, and it mostly shows off what we've already seen. Cell, Goku, and all that stuff. But one thing that it does note below Trunks' little, picture is in Japanese about the closed beta. And when I first saw this, I was like, yes, come on, come on. And it was like this little itty-bitty kanji down below underneath. I was like, come on, give us a day. When's it going to happen? And it says, please stay tuned for more details. I was like, oh, you're teasing me. You are teasing me right now. So yeah, unfortunately, the beta is not, we don't have details on it just yet. But like they said, it's at the end of the summer. It's only June. June's about to finish. But we still got July and August. I'm going to guess probably in some July issue, we'll get some closed beta information. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was game modes, because a lot of people, I don't know if it's more of the casual Dragon Ball community, or who's really asking. Maybe it's people who are excited about the game but don't really play fighters that much, and they're a little like, well, from what we've been seeing, this is basically just gonna be 1v1 or technically 3v3, and that's it. It's like, well, no, because I can understand. You come from a background of something like Xenoverse or these other 3D model type, fighter games where they're more like simulators. You've got a full fleshed out story, you've got an open world usually, maybe some kind of hub world that you can go around. You've got all these little things you can do, and you're probably thinking to yourself, when you look at a basic fighter game, you're probably thinking, oh, I've heard of Street Fighter, so, it had versus mode and online mode, and that was it. Yeah. I'm gonna pay full $60 for 2 modes, maybe a training mode. Yay, not paying for that. Hold your horses, it's okay. So I want to leave a couple links down in the description below, so go check them out. This is from the recent BlazBlue game that was released on both PS4 and the Xbox One, okay? So go ahead and check it out. And BlazBlue has really been known especially for their game modes. They have tons of them. And I mean, even look at a fighter like Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers. Everyone loves a game of Super Smash Bros. That game is a fighting game. Yes, it's got obviously more people playing against each other at the same time, but that is a fighting game. Maybe not the hardcore types to some people, but hey, it's still used to make charity and everything like that. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, nonetheless, these fighting games, a lot of fighting games these days have a lot of modes in them. So if you're worried that there's not going to be a significant amount of content in this, don't worry. Just look at BlazBlue. This is Arc System's latest. I don't know if this is it. All right, I guess technically this is the second to last one. The latest one was the Guilty Gear update, essentially, which I don't know if I'd really consider that a full new game, because the one before that, this one's just kind of like the update. They do that with fighting games sometimes. So release it for a little bit of a lower price, like around $30 or $40, where they include all the past games DLCs, and they add a couple new characters in, and then, you know, they tweak game modes, they tweak, you know, balance and all that kind of stuff, because that's what a fighting game does for it. But let's just look real quick at this latest BlazBlue game right here. So there's a ton of game modes you've got. So in the main categories, you have practice, story, battle, and collection. Let's go to practice. Tutorial mode, training mode, challenge mode, okay? Let's go to story mode. Story mode, and even story mode itself is a little interesting, because story mode is play through each character's story mode to gain a whole new understanding of the world of BlazBlue. Each character has multiple paths available to them. Winning or losing important matches will determine which version of the story you see. Okay, so that right there, they could easily do something like this in Dragon Ball FighterZ, where, you know, they use the original Dragon Ball Z story that we've all known for who knows how long. And maybe, you know, when you're fighting the androids, you know, with the Z fighters or something like that, maybe if you take down Jiro first and not 19, maybe that triggers something where 19's the one that runs away, and he activates android 13 and not 17 and 18 or something. You know, who knows? Something, I'm just giving you a very basic idea of what could potentially happen. But nonetheless, I mean, that's just something right there. And I think what people need to start realizing with a game like this is that Arc System has said that they want to do a unique story, but unique story could just simply be different paths and maybe a little bit of a different history. It's not going to be something like Xenoverse, and I think we need to get over that of, you know, we played the Dragon Ball Z story so many times, we're getting sick and tired of it. This is Dragon Ball Z. There's not much in terms of alternate universes and all that stuff, except for the Future Trunks thing. We've known the story for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are playing this solely for a story and not characters or battles or anything like that, then honestly, I think you're on the wrong you're in the wrong area. Honestly, I really think you are. So, you know, yes, the story is important. You've got to keep the audience keep coming back and everything like that. But nonetheless, if you're going to judge it that harshly just because it's not a Xenoverse or some new original fan story or something like that, because that's what Xenoverse can somewhat be looked at. Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Heroes, which is that card game that you've seen here in Japan, which has alternate stories and everything like that has to deal with time and everything. That is fan, you know, favoritism to the highest degree right there. They are taking all of our what ifs and throwing it in there. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegito, you know, Cell fused with Boo, or, you know, different things like that. It's just like, if you're expecting something that crazy and over the top, come to Japan, go play Dragon Ball Heroes. That's what you're going to get. This is supposed to be a serious fighting game with a lot of modes, and they're going to have it. Let's keep going through the modes even more. So, story mode for back on BlazBlue. Teach me more, Miss Lychee. This is some kind of like extra little one. It's maybe not supposed to be the most big thing or anything like that, but it's pretty cool. Then we've got spin-offs, then we got terminology, which I'm not really sure what terminology is. Let me see what it is real quick. It says, here's where players can view the official BlazBlue. Oh, it's a glossary, essentially. Okay. So it's not really a game mode, but nonetheless, if you're into reading the whole glossary, maybe there's some backstories and stuff like that. So for Dragon Ball FighterZ, you could see something like that. Network. Network itself is pretty cool, actually. So Network has ranked match, player match, online lobby. Online lobby allows you to join this, like, network of, like, 64 players in this little hub world, essentially. And you can challenge people via text and everything, communicate with everything. And so that's really cool. We didn't have this back when, like, Street Fighter 4 and stuff was coming out. So this is actually pretty cool. So they could easily take this a step further. I mean, this BlazBlue game I'm reading off from right now came back in 2016. It's 2017 now. It's going to be 2018 when the game comes out. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Battles, which is most likely your local stuff. You got arcade mode, versus mode, abyss mode, score attack mode, ultimate Mars mode. I don't even know what ultimate Mars mode is. I'm kind of intrigued now. Ultimate Mars Mode. Ultimate Mars Mode is a chance for more advanced players to test themselves against the computer and see how quickly they can win. First, select one of your 4 available courses. You will encounter different characters each time. Okay, so it switches it up every single time you select a different course. All of them in their ultimate mode. So they're in their ultimate mode. They're pretty much like in their powered up thing. Think of it basically like fighting full, you know, Golden Frieza, essentially, at the very beginning of the match. Okay. Your course time will appear online ranking boards. Okay, so a little small feature to throw into the online part of it. Defeat 10 computer-controlled characters to complete the Ultimate Mars mode. There are no continues if you lose. This mode is independent of the difficulty level you have set in the options. I mean, heck, that sounds cool to me. I'm all for that. So yeah. And then just a last little thing that's not really a mode, but it's, you know, it's something they have in the game, and it's collection. You got replay theater, gallery mode, and things like that, which is, it adds a little, you know, it adds that little bit of extra detail to the game and extra content that we like. It is cool to go into your Gamemodes. I mean, look at Super Smash Bros. They built that thing on trophies and all that stuff ever since Melee, I believe. Yeah, I remember, I think you could collect Super Smash Bros. Trophies and everything. You know, like the little statues and everything in there. And you could go into the gallery mode and everything like that. So, if it wasn't Melee, then it was the next one. It was Brawl, I believe. But nonetheless, I mean, this game, guys, please stop worrying about this game. This game is going to have the modes. It's going to have the content. You know, if you're worried about some original story, go play Xenoverse, go play other games that do that then. There's going to be a story mode in here. It's going to probably have different varying paths. It could have some original parts. It could have that. But overall, it's not what the main focus is, okay? You've got to kind of understand that. So I'm a little tired of seeing people putting that in the comments and everything. But nonetheless, you know what? People are going to troll and do all that stuff. So I don't care. I'm still super hyped for this game. Trunks has been announced. Can't wait to see what's going to be next. Maybe V-Jump will have the next character, or they'll have Trunks again. Maybe Shonen is the real comic that is going to start revealing these characters. It's hard to say. Or they'll switch on and off. Who knows? But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, though. Are you excited for Trunks? Who do you want coming up next? Are you excited about story modes? Have you played a lot, are you excited about story modes? Have you played any of these other, you know, fighting games where they have all these different modes and everything? What is your favorite mode that you want in this game personally? Let me know that in the comments below. As always, leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you happen to be new. And until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.